Okay, so this is Prac 3, and this week we're going to look at how you compare categorical with categorical and quantitative with quantitative. So we're going to have a look at things like contingency tables and bar charts, scatter plots, and linear regression. So first of all, open up SPSS. So we've got SPSS, do the usual cancel, new data set. Now this time I've actually given you the SPSS data already. You'd have to import it from Excel. So we're going to go File, Open Data. And hopefully by now you've downloaded it. I've already downloaded mine and it's called obstetrics.sav. So I click on that. Obviously, if you can't see it, make sure this, but the default says .sav, but it should be good. Just download it from my uni. Click open. We'll get it, and here we are. So this is obstetrics data from Flinders. So we're looking at pregnant women and things like the age of the mother, whether it's their first or subsequent baby. We've got whether they're insured, etc. Now you notice things like insured, there is a particular code, 1, 2, 3, etc. If you go to the back of the practical handout, it will explain the details of this. So we've got this data. If you look at the variable view, you can see some of these are nominal, and what I've done, this is why I let you just download the SAV, is I've added labels already that's going to make the plots look a little bit better. So altogether we've got 15 different things. Some of them are nominal, and even though they have a number, they still are a categorical variable. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to look at gravidity, which is whether it's your first baby, second baby, etc., and the state of your health insurance. So to do this, we use a thing called cross tabs. So we go up to here and we go Analyze, Descriptive, Cross Tabs. And click on that. And these produce what we call contingency tables, sometimes two-way tables, etc. But basically, we're going to put one categorical random variable on the rows and one on the columns, and it will basically produce cells so we know how much in each one. So if we look at the instructions, we want to put state of health insurance. So state of health insurance, that's going to go into rows, and gravidity is going to go into columns. Okay. But before we click OK, we're going to click cells and let it know what we want in each cell. So we want observed and also expected, and we're going to calculate percentages along the row. So stuff we'll come back to later in this course, but that's really at this point. Click continue and click OK. So as you can see, we've got here, so with gravidity, you've got your first baby, no previous complete, first baby, previous incomplete. What this means is their first baby because previous babies, unfortunately, have had problems with them, and then second or subsequent. Here we've got private patients and on the health service. And notice that the percentages, so in here, you've got 180, so altogether we've got 1,296 subjects. 180 of them is their first baby and they are private insurance. 247, they're on health services, first baby. Again here, look at this one, it's 96, that's the first baby where they've had an incomplete, usually a miscarriage, and they're on health service. The expected, this is what we'd expect if these two things are independent, and we'll look at this later in the course. But the thing we've got here is this percentage. If you look at this percentage, what it's done is it said, if you consider all private patients, what percent is their first baby, what percent is their first baby previously incomplete, and what percent is. So basically this is worked out these percentages by, say, taking, for example, 180 and divide it by the total is 559. So 180 by 559 should give 32.2. So this is your conditional. Remember, when you do your conditional, see this is your contingency table, you've got each of the cells, and you could start looking at conditional. You could either say, out of private patients, what is the percentage in each of these? Out of health service, what is the percentage in each of these? Or you can always look at the other way if you did down in the columns. So that's that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a bar chart. So now we go Graphs and Chart Builder. No problem, okay. So we're going to do a bar chart, so we've got it, and the one we want is this one, the clustered bar chart. You can see when I do my cursor, it shows where it's clustered. We drag that up here. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to have on the x-axis the state of health insurance, and then I'm going to have the height of each one of these is going to be a percentage within that. So we have to click that. So first of all, we're going to put the state of the health insurance. We're going to drag that into the x-axis. And then we're going to set the colour that these are going to be, and that's going to be the x-axis. So that is going to be gravidity, like that. But then we need to let it know that we want the height of these to be the percentage. So for the private patient, we'd like to know what percent were each of the different gravidities, and then for health service, what percent. So we have to click on Element Properties. It already was up actually, so, but if it's not correct, it will be. And then we want statistic. We drop this down, and we want this percent question mark. So we click on that, and then we click Set Parameters. So it's saying, how do you want me to calculate that percent? And we want it on the total for each x-axis. So if you think about what we're doing, that's very similar to the same calculation we did in our contingency table before. We took the total for each row, which is our state of health insurance, and we're working what proportion for each one. So I click Continue, click Apply, click OK. And if you've done it all right, you should get something that looks just like this. So let's have a closer look at what we've got there. So what can we see? Well, the blue ones, first baby, no period is complete. These are second or subsequent, and then this is the percentage. So this height plus this height should come to 100, and this plus this should come to 100. What do you generally notice? Well, first of all, the blue, as you go from private to health, increases slightly when we're thinking about the first baby. You definitely notice as you go from private to health, a drop in the second. And this one here, which is the first baby incomplete, definitely increases. So you can see there's a lot less that are private compared with health. And we can look at whether there's an association between that, etc. So that's bar charts and contingency tables, which are the main way of representing where you have a categorical versus categorical.